America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and join the board in a moment of silence as we honor our veterans and our first responders. And again, this week, please continue to keep in your thoughts and prayers the innocent civilians that are caught in the middle of the conflict in Israel. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening, we have a work session immediately followed by a public meeting. Entertain a motion to approve bills and payroll.
Motion?
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Rivera.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Resolved to approve the membership of the following candidate as recommended by the Mineola Fire Department. Nikitia Mullen, Company 2.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make the motion. I'll
Motion
second.
by Chief Clark and seconded by Chief Casado as well, honorary Chief Casado.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to award the public bid for the requirements contract for the purchase of granular activated carbon systems to the lowest responsible bidder, Calgan Carbon Corp., cost of $925,318. Funding source 2023-2024 Water Fund budget and/or the Water Fund unreserved fund balance and/or Water Fund municipal financing.
Okay, that's one expensive filter. But yes, these are the GACs as they are known, and we have to do this. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Resolved to award the 2-year HVAC service maintenance contract for village buildings to the lowest responsible bidder, responsible proposal submitted. Recommend awarding to the lowest responsible proposer, 5-Star Mechanical, in the amounts of $3,350 per year. Funding source 2023-2024 General Fund, Library, and Water Fund budgets.
Okay, and these are our current HVAC service maintenance who, once again, will get awarded a 2-year contract based on being the lowest bid. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski, seconded by trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Resolved to authorize the purchase of a total of 45 Neptune T10 water meters varying in size from 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch with installation hardware. The vendor is Rio Neptune, cost of $37,475. Funding source 2023-2024 Water Fund budget and/or the Water Fund unreserved fund balance.
Okay, we are slowly going through the process of switching out our water meters, and this is to purchase 45 of them. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And then I just got 3 personnel items.
Okay.
Resolved to approve a salary merit increase of $5,000 for Christiana A. Salerno, Village Auditor, retroactive to October 1st, 2023. I'm going to read all 3 at once. Resolved to approve a salary merit increase of $5,000 for Egidio Belli, Deputy Village Treasurer, retroactive to October 1st, 2023. Resolved to approve a salary merit increase of $10,000 for Giacomo Ciccone, Village Treasurer, retroactive to October 1st, 2023.
Okay, and this is, we had a retirement in the treasurer's office. We collapsed that position. We are not hiring to fill that position. We are dividing up those responsibilities among those 3 people. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Anything else? Mr. Ciccone.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good
Board,
evening.
John G. Thank you. The first item is resolved to authorize change order number 5 for the Mineola Fire Department, an amount of $2,559. Contractor Brosio and Company.
Gotcha. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And the second item is resolved to authorize LoSAP award to Michael F. Farmer, effective January 1st, 2024.
And this is a lump sum payout.
Yes.
Correct? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casada. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything
Thank
else?
you.
No, that's it. Mr. O'Keefe, you have anything for, no, you don't have anything for us today, right? You're just here because you have nothing better to do, right? Just fun, having fun. What, couldn't think of a better way to
Welcome to
spend
the
your Wednesday
party.
night, yeah. Mr. Gibbons, do you have anything for us?
I do have a report, Mayor.
All right.
I would like to first offer the following resolution. Resolved that based upon the recommendation of Cher Edling LLP to accept the settlements for 3M and DuPont in the PFAS litigation, the board hereby elects to participate in the aforementioned settlements.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by deputy mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, we have an outstanding land use decision that is now ready to vote. It's for the property located at 155 First Street, Mineola, if the board's inclined to vote that tonight.
We are, was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
This week.
Last week, we had a hearing for 155 Main Street, or First Street rather, at the corner of Main and First. And one of the concerns that several of the board members expressed was the aesthetics of the building, the looks of it. The applicant has since then submitted updated renderings, has changed the look of the building. It has been circulated among the board members, and so I think that we are prepared to vote on that. Mr. Gibbons, do we have to do secret first?
Yes, we do. I would
Okay.
offer the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Trustees, as lead agency for the development of a 3-story addition to a 2-story commercial building with a residential building, including 30 residential units upon the property located at 155 First Street, Mineola, New York, and after due deliberation, review, and analysis of the proposed action and the criteria set forth in 6 NYCRR 617.C subdivisions C and E, hereby determines that the proposed action will not result in significant adverse impacts to the environment and therefore is issuing this negative declaration.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the neg deck.
Make the motion.
Motion by trustee Clark. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. Mr. Rivera, please pull the board.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sartori.
Yes.
Trustee Casada.
I'm gonna abstain?
Okay,
Trustee Salaski.
Yes.
Mayor Pereira.
yes. Okay, so that's the vote on the secret. I would now entertain a motion to approve the application for the 3-story historic overlay district presentation from last week with the new aesthetic that you've all seen. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Clark. Mr. Rivera, please pull the board.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sartori.
Yes.
Trustee Casada.
Mayor, many years ago, we had a Morgan Park came to this village, and I voted no at that time because I thought the building was just too big. I feel the same thing about this structure. I think it's just too big for that corner, so I'm gonna vote no.
Trustee Salaski.
Yes.
Mayor Pereira.
It's 30 units, it's 3 stories. We pass an overlay district, historic district, exactly for this purpose, that we voted on unanimously, so I am a yes. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to close the work session.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going right into our public meeting. Today we have a trifecta, so we'll be very quick because it is getting late. So we could just go right into it, right? Yeah, okay. You know, there's a lot to say over this last week. I'm gonna try to keep it brief. And I apologize if, I'm not making too much sense here. So for the last week, we've had a visiting contingent of 2 firefighters, 2 members of the fire service, and the mayor of my hometown, my family's hometown in Portugal, visiting with us here. It's difficult to encapsulate in just a few minutes the amazing experience that was had, not only by our visitors, but by our hosts, myself included. We hosted them. The mayor stayed at my house, and one of the firefighters stayed with one of our firefighters. The other 2 firefighters stayed with another firefighter. The chief stayed with my brother. We visited Ground Zero. We visited Newark Firehouse. We visited ESU, FireCom, the Fire Academy. They trained with our firefighters on Monday. We also ate a lot, and we certainly made some new friends. And it's just, I've done this for many years with students, and I know it literally is life-changing, and I think that even with adults, it was life-changing. However, I'm sure that my family's glad that we don't have a guest in our house anymore. My daughter's glad to have her bedroom back, and I'm glad to get some sleep finally, and perhaps, take a few pounds off. But I want to thank everyone that was involved in bringing this together. Dennis McCann, our secretary over at the fire department, Mr. Rivera, Ms. Pardo here, the fire department, of course, from the chiefs on down, local businesses that provided dinners for them. On Saturday, we had a fundraiser for them, and it was very, very successful, thanks to contributions from a lot of our residents, a lot of our local businesses. So I would just like to thank the entire village staff, but really the entire village of Mineola, because they went home with nothing but amazing memories. Sometimes we can't see the forest from the trees, and when we have outsiders coming in, we live in a pretty special place. And sometimes we need to be reminded of those who are not in it every day like we are. And it's a pretty special place, in large part due to organizations like the fire department here. So thank you. We will return the favor by going there in the spring of 2024 for their 100th anniversary of their fire department. So that's all I'll talk about, but it was pretty special, pretty memorable, and I know that we're going to be talking about it for a very long time. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. Glad that it was such a success, and I look forward to our village visiting their village. Maybe the board will visit too. Just some events going on. I want to remind everybody, weather-dependent homecoming may happen. On Saturday, we may have a homecoming parade. If we do, it will be this Saturday at 12:30. Stay tuned for announcements because the weather does not look promising again. We are also, the Chamber is hosting a Wall of Honor ceremony right here in Village Hall in the lobby. That will be on the 24th at 6 o'clock. I apologize, 6:30. And the Chamber meeting will happen right after that at the Lisbon Cafe. For those of you who don't know what the Wall of Honor is, please come and visit in Village Hall. There is a wall as soon as you walk in, just commemorating all of the fabulous people who have truly made their mark here in our village. And I know I'm a little early, but Halloween party will be on the 27th here at Village Hall as well. So get your costumes ready, and we'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Casado?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank those who attended the village's Italian flag raising ceremony. It was great. It took place on last Friday, October the 6th. It was a nice crowd, and the cannolis were great. And then Sunday, October the 8th, I wanted to thank our fire department for their open house. And finally, I had the opportunity to attend last Saturday's Portuguese Department fundraiser. It was an absolutely great event. Unfortunately, 95% of the speaker was in Portuguese, so we clapped. I clapped when everybody else clapped. And among those who attended, there were like 40 members from the Mineola Fire Department who came to express their brotherhood. And Mayor, I want to thank you for, you know, you talk about thanking everybody. You were the guy that started this whole thing, and congratulations to you.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I have the crazy ideas, and then Linda and Brian and Daisy and Dennis and everybody
Yeah, but
else
you know
puts
what?
them together.
The idea starts from top, and again, thank you for that.
Thank you. Trustee Clark.
Good evening, I just wanted
I
to,
almost promoted you, I almost
I
promoted you.
noticed that, I noticed.
I just wanted to comment on the fire department open house on Sunday. It was a very successful event. But we do need more members. We need guys to volunteer, ladies to volunteer. It's a very busy department, it's a very active department. The training is internal and extensive, so you'll be safe. But please consider joining the fire department, we could use your extra hands. Thank you.
Thank you, absolutely, I can echo that for sure. Now, Trustee Salaski.
Thank you. I was at the Portuguese fundraiser also. It was a fabulous event, and the camaraderie that was expressed there by the two fire departments, and even with the language barrier, you could just feel the camaraderie, the friendships that were formed that will never end. On the 15th, the Mineola Historical Society had their open house. I hope residents went down there. There happens to be a picture of my grandfather there with his taxi business that he had at
Oh, my God.
some point in Mineola, Joe's Taxi. And then last night was Warriors for a Cause, the fundraiser up at Jericho Terrace, which was a resounding success. And thank you to Tony for hosting that and raising this money for such a worthy cause.
Thank you. Okay, with that, I'll open it up to public comment. Anyone wishing to comment? Come on up. How could we say no? You gave us great chocolate dipped pretzels. I know.
Did you use the pretzels?
She is.
Yes.
Ms.
Oh, my God,
Glassman,
thank
yeah.
you.
I have sprinkles all over my kitchen floor. I just wanted to say thank you for the great presentation that took place tonight. I think Mr. Walsh did finally come up with an acceptable, positive approach to what's being done. Nobody likes to see concrete and tall buildings in a community such as ours, but when I was speaking with him before, he did mention landscaping, and I've recently become addicted to chrysanthemums to a ridiculous extent, but I did ask him wherever he could to put green and put some flowers, and I was particularly noticing on Mineola Boulevard, the R&D building by NYU has done wonderful things with the planters around those 4 trees and lighted them. So I think even something simple like that would be helpful to all of our sidewalks in front of our vendors. And if you need a volunteer, I'm here. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. But I would be happy to see that, because I know a lot of residents are more hesitant because it feels too much like the city. But if we concentrate on making some of those accommodations, that it would feel more like a sitting area and a more welcoming view, I think that would satisfy more people and make them be more on board with the whole project.
Thank you, Ms. Glassman.
That's
I
it.
agree. I think knocking down that building that is there now gives it a more open and inviting feel for people that come from the east. And the fact that to the immediate west, you have the Dunkin' Donuts and the Chinese restaurant. They're just one story, so it's not, these buildings aren't right next to each other. I do think that does break up this kind of canyon effect. And the fact that across the street, you have the courthouses that are set back, several hundred feet on
That's a
open
nice
space.
view,
Yeah,
too. That is
yeah,
a very nice
exactly.
view. And we're not taking
I can't spell
down,
chrysanthemum, by the way, so that's why I like roses, because I could spell it.
that too, that's very easy. But we're
Not
not
an
taking
English
something down that's historical in nature and architecturally beautiful to put this up.
Right.
So that also is a big plus. As long as they can make it a little bit more appealing with the greenery, I think I would really enjoy seeing it. So, thank you.
Great, thank you. And just two things that I'd like to remind everyone is that for 3 Saturdays in November, we are going to have the senior tax exemption review on the 4th of November, the 18th of November, and December 9th, and one Thursday on November 30th from 9 to 12. So weekday hours, weekend hours. If you have any questions, you could reach out to the clerk's office, and they will let you know about those dates for the senior tax exemption. Again, November 4th, November 18th, December 9th, and November 30th, which is on a Thursday. And last but not least, the farmer's market is closed for the season. I know that we were gonna have it through November. It is the middle of October, but we don't have the vendors coming anymore, and we're gonna look to perhaps bring it back in the spring, or expand it, or pivot so that it is more successful, but certainly, perhaps not as successful as we had hoped it would have been, but it's our first try at it, and hopefully next year, with some lessons learned from this year, we'll have it be bigger and better. But, so no more farmer's market on Friday mornings. With, anything else, Mr. Rivera? No? Okay. Mr. Gibbons, anything?
No, Mayor.
Okay, just making sure you're paying attention.
Where's my picture?
I'll entertain a motion to close the public meeting.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark, all in favor? The second
Second.
by deputy mayor Sartori, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. You're very kind.